We are live. Greetings, my fellow Nigerians, wherever you are, whether in Nigeria or outside Nigeria. I bring you warm greetings from the city of Jefferson in Missouri, USA. You'll be wondering, why am I online at this time? Yes, it's a bit of a change in timing. This show is usually at 9 p.m. Nigerian time, but today I'm doing 9 p.m. US Central Time. It's still 9 p.m., but a different time zone. My Nigerian brothers and sisters living in Nigeria who were wondering, oh, he did not come online at 9 p.m. It's beyond my control. Usually I try to make sure I show up at my scheduled time, but unfortunately I could not do that. I could not even do a road show. But here I am. I am here now, though a little late, so Nigerians are gonna watch it on Wednesday instead of Tuesday. But my American counterparts are gonna watch it today and still on Tuesday, but 9 p.m. US Central Time. And we are still in the conversation. This is Nigerian Constitution, Know Your Right, Nigerian Constitution and Your Right, a show powered by the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. It's all about the Nigerian Constitution, 1999 as amended. That is the current constitution that has been in use in the country Nigeria, or in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my country of birth, my beloved country. And we have been going through the Constitution chapter by chapter, section by section, because that is what we do here in this program, Nigerian Constitution and Your Right. So that's what we've been doing. We've done chapter 1, we've done chapter 2, and we are currently in chapter 3. And chapter 3 is everything about your citizenship of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Everything you need to know about citizenship, that is what we're talking about. Last Tuesday was when we started chapter 3, and we covered section 25 and section 26. Section 25 talks about your citizenship by birth, while section 26 talked about citizenship by registration. And today we'll be focusing on section 27 and section 28. Section 27 is talking about citizenship by naturalization, hence today's topic, citizenship by birth versus citizenship by naturalization, because I think it's good to compare this type of citizenship to citizenship by birth, because I believe citizenship by birth is the most solid or standard form of citizenship. Okay, so every other kind of citizenship is outside the citizenship of birth. And if you remember from last Tuesday, if you're a regular of the show and you have watched last Tuesday, we said you can be considered to be citizenship of Nigeria by birth in 3 different ways. Numero uno, yes, number 1 way to be a citizenship by birth is if your parents were from those indigenous community in what became known as today's Nigeria, post-independence. Before independence, there are communities that were part of maybe the Northern Protectorate or Southern Protectorate of the British colony, right? So, and this Northern Southern Protectorate further divided into Eastern region, Northern region, and the Western region, okay? And this is what gained their independence, and they did the regional government, the federation. That was when Nigeria was practicing true federalism, when they gained their independence. So if your parents were from those indigenous communities before independence, and you were born by those parents, then you are certainly citizen of Nigeria by birth. okay? And or your grandparents. So that's one way to be citizen by birth. And then if your parents happen to be Nigerian, even post-independent, after 1960, which is our independent, Nigeria gained her independence in the year 1960, or October 1st, 1960. So uh, post-independence, your parents were born post-independent and they were Nigerians, they were born in Nigeria, or they got some status of Nigerian citizenship of Nigeria, and they gave birth to you after independence. You are, and they gave birth to you in Nigeria, then you are also considered an citizen of Nigeria by birth. And another way to be considered citizen of Nigeria by birth is you don't even have to be born in Nigeria. Okay? So these two examples I gave you, they were born in Nigeria, pre-independence and post-independence. Another way is that you don't even have to be born in Nigeria. You just have to be born to a parent that are Nigerians. So if your parents are Nigerians, but they live in America or they live in UK and they give birth to you in UK, because your parents were citizens of Nigeria, then that makes you a citizen of Nigeria by birth as well. So you see, these are the three types or three ways or three subtypes of citizens by birth, or three ways you can be citizen of Nigeria by birth. Then today we're talking about citizenship by naturalization. Okay, that is different from citizenship by registration. We said citizenship or registration of last week. We said it's like you're married, a man marries someone that is not a Nigerian, and then the woman he married decided, okay, I want to be a Nigerian too, and then applied and registered to be citizen of Nigeria, and they became after they review their application and say, okay, you have good character and you're going to live in Nigeria, you're going to be domicile in Nigeria. So the government or the president is going to approve you to become a citizen of Nigeria by registration or be registered as a Nigerian citizen. Unfortunately, this does not apply to Nigerian women that marry foreign men. So that is the discrimination of Nigerian constitution. The Nigerian constitution only allow men to marry women as a Nigerian and make them Nigerians. But if a woman that is a Nigerian marry a foreign man, a man that is not a Nigerian, that man cannot register as a citizen of Nigeria. He cannot become a citizen of Nigeria by registration. Okay, I hope you understand this variation and this difference. Okay, if you have the opinion about that, you can comment in the comment section. All right, and then today, let's into the matter today. All right, today is section 27. Let me read that. It's about citizenship by naturalization. Subject to the comparison of this section 28 of this section, any person who is qualified in accordance with the provision of this section may apply to the president for the same of a certificate or naturalization. Okay, so and what does that mean? It means that you can apply to become a citizen of Nigeria by applying for a certificate of naturalization, and this certificate of naturalization is granted once you fulfill certain conditions. Okay, and what are these conditions? Okay, let's go through it. No person shall be qualified to apply for the grant of certificate of naturalization unless the person satisfy the president that one, he or she is a person of full age and capacity, and full age means you're 18 and above. Two, that he or she is a person of good character. Three, he or she shows a clear intention of his desire to domicile in Nigeria. Then four, he or she is in opinion of the governor of the state where he or she proposes to be resident, acceptable to the local community in which he lives permanently. So you see, to become a citizenship by naturalization, you actually have to live in Nigeria. You have to want to live in Nigeria, and not just living in Nigeria. You have to live in Nigeria for for a period of time. Okay, and also your community, the local community where you live in, have to certify that you're a good person, you're a good resident in that community, and you actually have to get a letter from the governor of that state to take it to the federal government before the president can approve you to become a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria by naturalization. Okay, he or she is a person who has made a capable, who has made or is capable of making useful contribution to the advancement, progress, and well-being of Nigeria. So Nigeria, or the government of Nigeria, does not just give anyone citizenship by naturalization. You have to make sure that this kind of person that would want to give citizenship have to be capable to make contributions to advance the country, to make sure that to contribute to the progress and well-being of the country. Is that being followed? All the people that receive citizenship of Nigeria, did they make sure they are contributing to advancement of Nigeria or advancement to the progress and well-being of Nigeria? No, they don't. They don't really do that. I've heard a lot about a lot of foreigners that have citizenship of Nigeria, and they don't even meet this criteria. They don't intend to live in Nigeria. They don't intend to create an enabling environment in Nigeria, or they don't care about the well-being of Nigeria or Nigerians, and yet they have citizenship of Nigeria by naturalization or by registration. So you see, that means our government is failing in its responsibility to scrutinize these individuals who desire to obtain our citizenship. Okay, they need to do better. And next criteria is that he or she has taken oath of allegiance prescribed in the seventh schedule to the Constitution. So you have to take an oath of allegiance, which is normal. Any country you want to take up their citizenship, you have to actually swear an oath of allegiance to that country. All right. Another criteria is that he or she immediately preceding the date of application either reside in Nigeria for a continuous period of 15 years. So that means to be able to apply for citizenship of by naturalization in Nigeria, you have to have lived in Nigeria for 15 whole years continuously for 15 years. I personally think this is a whole lot of years to live in a country before they give you citizenship. It's a whole lot. In America, where I live, you only have to live in America for 5 years to be able to apply for citizenship. I lived in America for 5 years when I applied for citizenship, and I've been a citizen of America for a long time, over over a decade now. Yeah. So and I did not live in America for 15 years. So you have to live in Nigeria for 15 years to be able to be given the citizenship of Nigeria by naturalization, which is too much. They need to review this constitution and amend this, make it shorter. Yeah, I think so. Especially to our black counterparts. Like if a Ghanaian want to be a citizen of Nigeria, I think a Ghanaian should be given citizenship of Nigeria maybe after 1 year or something. Or African Americans, like black Americans or black Europeans that want to come back to Africa to connect with their African kin and kids. Like this people should have like easy access to citizenship, maybe after 1 year of living in the country and contributing to the society, then they can be given citizenship. Even I know some people who have been campaigning that uh, Africans or descendants of Africans, that when they return home and want to be part of African society, that they should be given automatic citizenship. I believe so. They should be given automatic citizenship, but automatic shouldn't mean that when you come into the country, they'll give you citizenship. I think the automatic should mean they should be given a citizenship, like maybe at least after a year. Okay, you be given a citizenship after we have scrutinized you and make sure, oh yes, you are black, yes, you are descendant of Africa, but you have to make sure you're not a criminal, you don't have a criminal record, you don't bring crime to our society, you don't bring mayhem or harm to our people. You want to actually meaningfully contribute to the advancement of the civilization of Black folks in Africa and, the advancement of the well-being of Africans in Africa, then we can give you citizenship. That is what I think. You can tell me what you think in the comment section, okay? This show is not just for me, it's for me and you to participate actively and learn about the content of our Constitution, okay? Yeah, that is the criteria to be citizenship of Nigeria by naturalization. So compare that with citizenship by birth. So citizenship by birth is the easier one. Just be born by a Nigerian when you When you are born by a Nigerian, that makes you automatically citizen of Nigeria. Unless you decide that you don't want to be citizen of Nigeria, that's a new story. And we'll talk about that next week. That's the denunciation of your citizenship. You can denounce your citizenship. You can decide that, okay, I'm tired of being in Nigeria. I do not want to be a Nigerian anymore. Then, you can denounce it. There's a process to that. You can do just say, I'm not a Nigerian, then that makes you not a Nigerian. No, you can shout, you can climb Mount Kilimanjaro or the highest mount, the highest peak you can find, and start and shout, I am no longer a Nigerian. No, that does not make you not, no, that does not take away your Nigerianness or take away your Nigerian citizenship. You have to actually go through a process to relinquish your citizenship. Okay, that is that. So now let's talk about dual citizenship. Dual citizenship, section 28 is subject to other provision of this section. A person shall forthwith his Nigerian citizenship if, not being a citizen of Nigeria by birth, he requires or retains citizenship or nationality of the country other than Nigeria, of which he is not by birth. What does this mean? It means that a person who is not a citizen of Nigeria or any other country by birth and is a citizen of a country other than Nigeria automatically loses his Nigerian citizenship if such person has been given a certificate of citizenship in Nigeria. What does that mean again? Maybe it's not clear. Let me use myself an example. I'm a dual citizen. Okay? We're talking about dual citizenship in section 28 of the Nigerian Constitution, 1999 as amended. So what does that mean? I am a dual citizen. I'm a citizen of Nigeria and a citizen of the United States of America. Okay? So according to section 28, had he been, I was not a citizen of Nigeria by birth. When I took up my American citizenship about 10 years ago, or over 10 years ago, I would have lost my Nigerian citizenship. I can only be an American citizen and not American citizen and a Nigerian citizen. But because I am a citizen of Nigeria by birth, my mother is Nigerian, my father was a Nigerian when he was alive. We were all born and raised in Nigeria. They were Nigerian through and through. So that made me a citizen of Nigeria by birth. So by that virtue of being a citizen of Nigeria by birth, I am free to take up additional citizenship of any other country out there and not lose my Nigerian citizenship. Okay? Is that clear? So another example, had it been I was not a Nigerian citizen by birth, if I was a Nigerian citizen by registration, that's through marriage, which doesn't happen in Nigeria. A Nigerian man cannot have acquired citizenship by registration. Only women, Nigerian women, according to our constitution is discriminatory, by the way, in the matter of citizenship. So a Nigerian man can marry a woman from any other country and have that woman become a Nigerian by registration. But a Nigerian woman cannot go and marry a man that is foreign and have the husband become a citizen of Nigeria by registration. See, double standard. Our constitution, that's one of the flaws of our constitution. Our constitution have so many flaws. If you're following this series, you'll be hearing me pointing out the flaws in our constitution, which is the point of this program. The point of this program is so that you can understand the content of our constitution, so that you can know your right and fight for your right, and then know what our leaders are prescribed to do, and so that you can hold them accountable. And then so that we can also see the flaws in our constitution, so that when constitutional review comes up, or a period to amend that constitution comes up, you should know, okay, this is where this place is wrong, this place is wrong, this place needs to be amended, this place needs to be fixed, because I realize it's a flaw in our constitution. But if you don't even know the flaws in our constitution, you can't even make suggestions for amendments. Okay, so I'm pointing out the flaw. Now pay attention. This is a flaw in our constitution in the sections we are talking about. And section 26, that is talking about citizenship by registration, and so I'm pointing that out. Okay, so just in case. Because a constitutional review went on last year and earlier this year, and we are still into the amendment process. Although I think they have passed the stage where they ask the public to contribute to the amendment. Uh, but after this amendment, I'm sure there's going to be future amendments. So point out what needs to be changed, and even we can advocate for a complete brand new constitution, which I would like. If they cannot amend these things in this current constitution, we should definitely get a completely brand new constitution. Okay, that is why I'm pointing this out. Okay, uh, so that is that. This are the floor, and again, if I was a Nigerian by registration or by naturalization, that means I cannot take up a citizenship of another country. I can only be a citizen of one country. If I decide as a Nigerian by registration, as a Nigerian by naturalization, I want to take up a citizen of another country, that means I have to relinquish, excuse me, that means I have to relinquish my Nigerian citizenship in order to take up a citizenship in America or a citizenship in UK or a citizenship in China or India or something like that. Okay, is that clear? I hope it's clear. If you have questions, you can always come to our comment section, either on Facebook. Go, we stream in three platforms. We stream on YouTube, we stream on Facebook, and we stream on Twitter. So on any of those platforms, whenever you watch this video, if you're not among the people watching live right now, whenever you watch this video, you can always comment in the comment section, ask questions. I will definitely respond. If I don't respond, someone in the team, if I don't respond, someone in the GCSDN team will definitely respond, okay? Because we want to make sure we provide the right information for our audience, our listeners, our brothers and sisters in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. Let's continue about citizenship, dual citizenship. So any person, any registration of a person as a citizen of Nigeria or the grant of certificate of naturalization to a person who is a citizen of a country other than Nigeria at the time of such registration or grant shall, if he is not a citizen by birth of that other country, be conditional upon effective renunciation of the citizenship or nationality of the other country within a period of not more than 5 months from the date of such registration or grant. Okay, so what that means, you see, I said if you're not a citizen by birth, then you have to lose your citizenship. However, they give opportunity. You have 5 month period, so you have 5 month period to renounce the citizenship of the other country to retain one, or to renounce the citizenship of Nigeria to retain the other country. So you have 5 month grace period. That's essentially what this subsection is talking about. I think that is the end of today's session. So let me give a quick summary once again of what we've been talking about. And we are talking about citizenship of Nigeria. Citizenship of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We've been doing that the past week. We started that last week. Last week was our first take on citizenship, okay? And last week talked about citizenship by birth versus citizenship by registration. And this week we're doing citizenship by registration. No, we're doing citizenship by naturalization versus citizenship by birth. And also we talked about dual citizenship. Okay. So let me tie all this together. Citizenship by birth is your parents have to be Nigerians. If your parents are Nigerian and you were born by them, that makes you a Nigerian citizen by birth. Whether you're born in Nigeria or outside Nigeria, it does not matter. Okay? Whether your parents were born pre-independent or post-independent, it does not matter. Okay? And if your grandparents are also Nigerians, also you can be citizen by birth as well. Okay, that's citizenship by birth. Then citizenship by registration is when, example is when a Nigerian man marries a Nigerian woman. That marrying a foreign woman, that woman can register to become a Nigerian. Okay, and I pointed out a flaw in our constitution that a Nigerian woman, when she marry a foreign man, that man cannot actually register as a Nigerian by registration. You cannot. So that is discrimination, double standard. Then we'll talk about citizenship by naturalization today, that you can become citizen by naturalization by applying for it. And you have to meet certain criteria. You have to have lived in Nigeria for 15 whole years. 15 years. You have to live in Nigeria continuously for 15 years to be able to apply for citizenship by naturalization. And the local community in you live in Nigeria have to vouch for you that, oh, this man or this foreigner have been living in our country, or he's a good man, he's a good woman, she's a good woman. So a man or woman can be a citizen, can acquire citizenship by naturalization. He's a good man, she's a good woman, and be good in this community, have been part of us in this community, have not caused any problem, have not committed any crime. And you get a letter from your local community, you get a letter from the governor of the state you're living in before you present it to the federal government, or the presidents have to review your file, and whoever the president appoints to do that, and they find you to be of good character, blah 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 blah, and boom, you are approved to become citizenship by naturalization, or issued a certificate of naturalization. So that is that. And then we'll talk about dual citizenship. You can become a dual citizenship if you are a Nigerian by birth. Only Nigerians by birth can be dual citizen. Just like me, I use myself an example. I'm a dual citizen. I'm a citizen of Nigeria and a citizen of the United States of America. And why I am able to be a dual citizenship is because I'm a citizen of Nigeria by birth. Both of my parents are Nigerians. So I am a Nigerian citizen by birth. That is why I was able, or that's why I am able to have dual citizenship. If I was not a Nigerian by birth, if I was a Nigerian by registration or by naturalization, I will not be able to have dual citizenship according to the Nigerian Constitution, Section 28, 1999, as amended. That is a wrap. This is where I leave you this week. Until we meet again next week, Tuesday. I don't know if it's going to be a live show or it's going to be a pre-recorded show. I don't know yet, depending on my schedule. I've been really busy right now. You know, it's festive period. I have a lot on my plate, but I would always try to be here every Tuesday, or at least have a program airing out every Tuesday, whether live or pre-recorded. Something's going to be going on. Thank you very much for listening. Share, 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 like, and always be part of the show and promote this show in all our platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Thank you very much for always supporting. Have a good night.